Are you interested in starting keto but aren't really sure about the keto flu? Today we're going to talk about what happened to each of us during our first 2 weeks. Hi, I'm Brittany from Keto Hues, and we offer a peek into our low-carb journey, including recipes, taste tests, and meal prep. My parents, Scott and Deborah, round out the team. We're real people eating delicious foods that nourish our bodies. Let's get started. Today I want to talk about our first 2 weeks of eating low carb and the infamous keto flu. But first, let me tell you what we're doing. We spent hours on YouTube and Google. We researched intermittent fasting, extended fasting, fat adaptation, and the keto parameters. We ultimately decided on intermittent fasting with 2 meals a day. At first, we tried eating at 11 and 6, but soon realized that was way too much time in between the meals. We were hungry. So sometime in the first 2 weeks, we switched to eating at noon and 5, and it's working great for us. Remember, we are not doctors, and you are responsible for doing your own research. This is our experience, and your mileage will vary. If you're interested in doing more research, I've put some links in the description below of some of the doctors that we follow. So back to week 1. We jumped in super excited and a little bit concerned about the keto flu. It was nice to have 3 of us so we could compare and talk about what we were feeling. I had the most challenging time of the 3 of us. For me, I was super nauseous and icky the entire first 2 weeks. On day 3 and day 8, I was throwing up. The other days I was nauseous and achy, but I could still function. I think part of the reason my keto flu was so intense is because I've had a recent knee replacement surgery. I didn't quit because I knew it was temporary. It was awful, but it only lasted for 2 weeks. Okay, so separate from that part, here's 4 unpleasant things that I experienced during the first 2 weeks on keto. The first one is digestive upsets. Oh my gosh, y'all, I had all kinds of drama happening in my digestive tract. Some days there was lots of diarrhea. Other days nothing was happening, and then whoosh, it would all start up again. I was in the bathroom a lot. The second one is low energy. I felt like a slug, except I had things to do, so it was hard. The third one is sleep. I slept more than normal during the first 2 weeks. I had no trouble falling asleep or staying asleep because I was exhausted. And the fourth one is thirst. I was continuously thirsty during the first 2 weeks. I drank a lot of water and electrolytes. Okay, so that was the yucky stuff, but I want to tell you about 4 awesome things that happened as well. The first one is my ankles came back. I had so much swelling and fluid in my calves, my ankles, and my feet, and they really hurt. I wore compression socks to help. Within the first week, my right ankle came back. And by the end of the second week, my left ankle, which is the one I had surgery on, began to improve tremendously. Just look at this picture I took to compare what was happening. The second is my inflammation began to decrease dramatically. Before I changed the way I was eating, my joints were hot to the touch, and I had swelling in a lot of locations, especially my knees. In the first couple weeks, I began to notice that they weren't hot to the touch, and I didn't need to ice them as much. Number 3, my hangry hunger went away. I still get hungry, but not hangry. I don't shake, I don't feel like I'm gonna faint, and I don't wanna hurt the people around me when I'm hungry. And that's a big thing for me. I have been hangry for years. I have always carried food with me. And number 4, my brain fog is lifting. I feel like when I was eating sugar and wheat, I was like in a state of suspended animation. Everything felt hard to do, and my energy levels were so low. It's not gone yet, but it's better. Let's turn it over to my parents, Scott and Deborah, and see how the first 2 weeks went for them.
For me, don't hate me, but I'm not really a foodie, so, changing our food plan in these first few weeks has been relatively easy for me. And I know that that's not what a lot of you want to hear, but I don't really live to eat, I eat to live. And so for me, it's been pretty easy to give up the things that I really enjoyed before, the high carbs, things like breads and pasta, those kinds of things. I do have a little bit of a sweet tooth, but Brittany's been able to figure that out with some fantastic keto desserts, which you could find on the recipe tab on our website at ketohues.com. So for me, I had really a couple of goals. One was really weight loss. And, you know, my doctor's been after me for the last couple of years to either go on some medication to get some things under control, like statins for cholesterol, and, you know, maybe blood pressure medicine if I couldn't get that down to where it should be as well. And we agreed that if I dropped about 30 pounds, maybe 40, we would be able to control it naturally and not have to go on those kinds of drugs. So for me, the motivation really is about changing my food plan and trying to drop weight. You know, more on that as we go through the process of this. This is all new to us, but I'll tell you that right now I have a lot more clear thinking. The fog is kind of lifted from me, and I don't really have the cravings that Debbie and Brittany have had, and so for me it's been relatively easy. And I know that for some of you that's really not what you wanted to hear. However, drop some comments below about how you're doing or what you went through those first few weeks of your journey as well, and more about the reasons why I really wanted to be on this plan, this lifestyle. Perhaps in an upcoming video I'll do a little bit more detail for you. So until next time, bye-bye.
Mostly my biggest thing that changed for me is I just was a lot more tired. One day I took a 3-hour nap and I still went to bed at 9:30 and slept all night, so I just must have needed more rest, but it wasn't like that every day. But I did find that I needed more sleep than I usually was getting. The other thing is if you are used to eating sugar and you stop eating sugar, sometimes you can get a little bit of a headache. I didn't have it all the time or every day, but I did get a headache once in a while. And I didn't get any flu symptoms. I really didn't feel that bad. You know, I just figured it was the changes my body are making, getting adapted to the keto and getting into ketosis and all of that. And it really wasn't that bad. So that's my experience. I guess everybody's different.
Please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kindness is a choice. I choose to be kind. Thank you.